Welcome back to Brad Pitt Career Mode on F1 25. Today we're back for episode number 21 in Brazil. Just as a bit of a refresher here, we are currently 59 points off of Verstappen with 4 races to go. As always, into R&D here, this is a major upgrade for weight reduction, so we're gonna go ahead and get that one started. I'm thinking maybe we do powertrain if there's Oh, this is a major one too. Okay, perfect. So these are both done right after this weekend. What is this? Why are they orange? I'm pretty sure all these upgrades are already on the car. I need to Google this. Oh, okay. So these are all upgrades that we've already done, but anything that's orange, we have to redevelop to keep for next year's car. So if we don't redevelop it, we lose that upgrade for next season. So we gotta, I guess, start focusing on these. Oh, that's tricky. Well, no upgrades for this weekend, but we're still looking pretty good on the performance index here. Pretty much neck and neck with Ferrari and Mercedes. Red Bull's kind of far ahead, though. Okay, well, I think we can just get right into the race weekend. We don't have any upgrades. There's no parts of it. Is that a glitch? I'm very confused. We don't have any upgrades to put on the car, but it's saying that we do. I'm gonna have to Google this too. Okay, apparently it's just a bug for dual development. It doesn't say you have the upgrades, but you have to auto-assign and both the cars will get it. I don't even know what upgrade it is, but okay. So this is a sprint weekend, which I forgot about. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I want to say this car is going to do pretty well around this track, but I don't know. I guess we're going to have to find out once we get into qualifying. But obviously, we're going to need some major points on Verstappen this race. This is very important. Is it just me? I feel like I don't know. I'm not really a big fan of the sprint weekends. I mean, I guess I like a couple of them in real life to watch, but in the F1 game, I kind of just prefer the regular, you know, qualifying and then the race format. Is it just me, though? I don't know. I feel like it is. Alrighty, into sprint qualifying. So we've got one shot in each qualifying session, but we should get through to Q3 pretty easily.
A few inches later.
Purple in Sector 1. Our final lap in Q2 puts us in second. So that'll get us through to Q3. Here we go. Our single lap on the softs in sprint qualifying 3. Obviously, there's not a lot of points awarded for a sprint race, but everything helps at this point. Pretty decent lap here. Purple in Sector 1 yet again. It's going to be a 107.8, which puts us in second place. Hopefully, we stay in second. There's a couple other cars that have to set times, so we'll see where we end up. It's 4th place on the grid. And 7/10 behind Verstappen. Oh my, he was flying. Well, I hope to be a little further up the grid than 4th place, but we'll make do. Try to get a win in the sprint race here, starting on the mediums. We got 12 laps around Brazil for the sprint race. 5 red lights are on, and we are racing around Brazil. Decent start off the line, not too much wheel spin. Into turn 1 we go, and it's side by side for Piastri and Leclerc. Verstappen's already running away. We need to get past these guys as soon as possible. We're sneaking up the inside of the McLaren with a great run onto the straight here, and already up into second place before the next corner. So it's just Verstappen ahead of us now. So Verstappen is on the soft tires, which means right now we should be a little bit slower than the Red Bull. But as the sprint race comes to an end, our tires should be in better shape. Hopefully those softs start to fall off by the last couple laps. We're already building a pretty good gap to Leclerc behind. I think he was fighting with Piastri a little bit, so we don't have to worry about the cars behind. All we have to focus on is reeling in Verstappen. But that's going to be tough. We're using a lot of battery to stick with this Red Bull here. We have DRS around the whole lap, but the battery is quite an interesting situation here. We're using too much. We are pulling closer to Verstappen, though. Really close to that corner. Only a couple tenths is the gap now, so we might be able to get him soon. He's getting such good exits out of this corner. I don't know how he has the grip. I mean, I guess he's on the softs, but it's hurting us when we get onto the main straight, you can see 8 tenths is the gap now. So even with DRS, we're not going to be close enough to go for a move into turn 1, because he's just flying through those last couple corner exits. We're using way too much battery here. Verstappen is just so fast. Oh god, we're going wide through here. Yep, off the track. Luckily, no warning there for some reason, but yeah, Verstappen is absolutely flying. I guess it's the tires. I don't know. We're just barely clinging to DRS here. We're out of a second as we get DRS. Pretty much out of battery as well. So this is a bit of a worrying situation here. I don't know how we're going to catch up to this guy. We're out of DRS range here, going deep through that corner. A little bit of wheel spin on exit is not helping, but fully out of DRS from, the Red Bull. Another mistake on exit right there. That's going to hurt us. Okay, Leclerc is catching up as well. This is not looking good at the moment. We're starting to see a bit more rain hit the track now, which is going to hurt us even more, because the AI tend to have kind of unrealistic levels of grip when the track is wet. Leclerc's reeling us in even more now. Well, I think at this point, we can pretty much wave goodbye to Verstappen, unless he spins off the track or something, which is very highly unlikely, knowing him. So we're just gonna have to focus on keeping the Ferrari behind us and maximizing points here. We're gonna see a move from Leclerc here into turn 1. We're gonna defend the inside, which should be better for us. You got a slight lock on the front left, just squeezing the Ferrari out of off of his line. The track is definitely getting a little bit more slippery, which is proving to be a little bit difficult, but we just gotta hold on for a couple more laps. On to lap 11 now. We're gonna see a move from Leclerc yet again into turn 1. Again, we have the inside line. This time we're going side by side, down into the right-hander, and we'll pull ahead of the Ferrari. But he's gonna have DRS on the straight here, so we're gonna have to dump the battery and hope that he's not close enough for a move into the next corner, which he is not, so we'll be safe from the Ferrari for now. Here we go, on to the final lap of the sprint race. Verstappen has completely run away. Almost 10 seconds is the gap to the Red Bull. We got plenty of battery stored up. Leclerc might be shaping up for a move into turn 1, but we will beat him to the braking zone. Oh my god. The track is definitely getting more and more slippery. Just defending the middle of the track here in case we see a move from the Ferrari. It's gonna slow us down through the corner. I guess we have a little bit of contact. We're side by side, drag racing with Leclerc into the next right-hander, and we can pull in front of the Ferrari. So that should be second place secured for the most part, as long as we don't make a mistake here. I don't know what happened to Leclerc back there, but there's almost a second gap to the Ferrari, so he must have made a mistake somewhere, which gives us a little bit of breathing room on the straight. Verstappen crosses the line to win the sprint race, and we, unfortunately, are going to come home in second.
Yes,
losing a singular point to Verstappen. Could be worse, but we got to make up for that in the race. Well, definitely a disappointing result in the sprint. We were pretty close to reeling in Verstappen at the beginning stages there, and made a couple mistakes and just fell off. So we need a good result in qualifying here. First lap in Q1, purple in the first 2 sectors puts us in first place. 108 flat. First lap of Q2 on the old set of tires, and we're only 0.2 slower than our previous time. Okay, well that should get us through to Q3 without an issue. We can save a set of softs for the race. Wow! Look at that, our teammate out-qualified. What? Is that the first time ever? Okay, into Q3 here. Gonna need a very good result. Obviously, you know, 4th place wasn't great for the sprint, so we need to improve upon that. It's been a pretty good lap so far. We're not purple in any sectors though, but we'll set a 107.4, which will put us back in 4th place. Okay. I thought that was going to be a little bit better. I don't know if you guys remember this, but last episode we took a grid penalty, and it didn't apply to that race for the starting grid, and I guess it's not applying to this one either. I thought we'd be starting down in like 9th place because of a 5th-place penalty, but we're starting in 3rd, so we'll take that. Anyways, 17 laps on the mediums, 19 laps on the hards. One-stop strategy here around Brazil, and hopefully we get a better result than we got in the sprint race. Anyway, 3rd on the grid, 5 red lights are coming on, and we are racing around Brazil. Decent start off the line. Hamilton switching to the outside. We can go for a move on the Ferrari right off the bat here into turn 1. So up into 2nd place we go. We're going to try the same thing we did in the sprint. Dump the battery down the straight like we did on Oscar Piastri and try to go for a move into the next corner on Verstappen. Going to switch to the inside. And into 1st place we go on lap 1. So pretty much the perfect race start right there. We got a slight gap to the Red Bull, and that is exactly what we needed. As ideal as that race start was, I'm not comfortable being in 1st place. We know Verstappen is going to be quick here. We know he has the pace, as we saw in the sprint. So we really need to tighten it up this entire race, avoid any mistakes, and just really try to outrun this guy. But now that DRS is enabled, that's going to make it a bit tough. Only heading on to lap 3 now. We're already going to see a move from Verstappen into turn 1. We're using as much battery as possible to defend from the Red Bull. Around the outside goes Verstappen. And I'm thinking we might be able to play more games with the DRS, letting Verstappen cross the detection line first. And we do have DRS for the straight, which makes it a lot easier to go for a move on the Red Bull. Down the inside we go yet again. Just like the last 3 races, playing games with the DRS. Well, it is a little bit cheesy, but I think that's what we're going to have to do, like we did in the last couple races. I mean, Verstappen is in a much faster car. He's obviously a fast driver, so we're going to have to just steal the DRS from the Red Bull every time we go around turn 1, letting Verstappen cross that line first, and we will have DRS for the straight. We're side by side with the Red Bull, drag racing onto the straight, and DRS enabled. So that is exactly what we're gonna have to do to keep 1st place this whole race. Come on, buddy, just cross that line before we get there. Absolutely perfect. So DRS yet again on the Red Bull as we enter the straight, so we should go for a move on Verstappen into the next left-hander. Going to switch to the outside, and around the corner we go, but Verstappen hangs on. We're still racing to the next corner here. Going to switch to the outside yet again on the Red Bull and just squeeze him to the inside of the corner. That was a little bit close for comfort right there, but we'll stay in 1st place for the time being. I feel like all the racing is happening into turn 1 and turn 1 only. That's the only place we're seeing Verstappen go for moves. He's going to go for another one here around the outside on lap 9. We're going to do the same exact thing over and over. Just let Verstappen pass that line, and we have DRS for the straight yet again. So it's a pretty foolproof plan for us to stay in 1st place. Verstappen's coming back though, but we've got pretty perfect car positioning right there. Nowhere for the Red Bull to go, and we stay in 1st place. Hamilton and Piastri are joining the fight as well. So all this battling is bunching up the field. As easy as it is to just steal the DRS from Verstappen, all it takes is one mistake, and then we're going to be out of luck. So we do have to play this pretty smart. What was that? Verstappen just veered into us. If you want to play like that, I'll squeeze you completely off the track. We're not gonna do that, buddy. There's no way you're gonna Verstappen me and bully me out of this. You can't bully Brad Pitt. Asshole. I really showed him.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
The tires are not, 60% on that front left. The tires are starting to fall off. They're not feeling good at the moment. Definitely, losing a little bit of grip here, which the only problem is if Verstappen's faster than us, We need to pit at the exact same time. We cannot let Verstappen undercut us. So our pit window opens next lap, but we're gonna just have to... Oh my god, okay, really bad exit right here. We're gonna have to try to react to what Verstappen does, but for right now, we have to worry about the drag race into turn 1. Verstappen on the inside. We are dumping the battery into turn 1. He's gonna beat us to the braking zone, but we can go down the inside on the Red Bull, and I think we're just gonna have to dump the battery on the straight. We've given Verstappen DRS, terrible exit onto the straight, and I think we have enough of a gap to make it to the next corner safely. I really hope Verstappen pits this lap. We got 68% on the front left. We're gonna try to read if he's gonna dive into the pits. There he goes, he's going in, so we're gonna cover off the undercut from Verstappen. Okay, we need a great stop from the Brad Pitt crew here. Let's see what they can do. It looks a little bit slow, but we're on our way. And crucially, ahead of the Red Bull. So our plan to cover... Oh my god. That was... that was close. Well, our plan to read Verstappen and pit ahead of him worked. It was a little bit sketchy, but we've got a slight gap to the Red Bull now, which is perfect. Leclerc out of the session for some reason, but we've got Lawson slowing us up at the moment. We need to get by this guy as soon as possible. We're going to go for it here, down the inside of the Racing Bull. Make pretty quick work of him. Hopefully he holds up Verstappen. Oh, we got a yellow flag behind us. I hope it's Verstappen. It doesn't seem like it's him, but we saw Leclerc out last lap, and it's Yuki Tsunoda out this lap as well. So that's 2 DNFs in 2 laps. Well, Verstappen has reeled us in. It's only 5/10 to the Red Bull, so we will see a move into turn 1 or not. It's a safety car out of nowhere. I guess there were too many DNFs over the last couple laps. They had to get the cars off the track. I'm glad it wasn't a VSC. It's an actual safety car. So that gives us an opportunity on the restart to run away and build a gap to Max behind. Hopefully that's the case. I haven't seen any cars pulled to the side of the track, and the field is pretty much bunched up, so I assume it's going to be coming in at the end of this lap. So I guess we'll try to burn off some fuel and keep the tires warm, but we gotta we really gotta try to beat Verstappen on this restart.
Safety car is in this lap. Safety car in this lap.
There we go. Safety car is coming in. We're leading the pack, so we're going to control the pace here. I'm thinking we just gun it as early as possible, dump the battery, and see if we can build a gap to Verstappen. He's already a little bit behind. They're not letting us fully accelerate yet. Here we go. Back to green flag running in just a second. We've got almost a second to Verstappen behind. And into turn 1 we go on lap 23 with Verstappen out of DRS range. So we need to build on this and keep Verstappen out of DRS. That's purple in sector 2. We built the gap to Verstappen by like half a second on this lap. We set the fastest lap of the race. So that is exactly what we needed. Keep Verstappen out of reach for as long as possible. I wonder how many times I've said the word Verstappen in this whole video so far. There should be like a drinking game. Every time I say Verstappen, take a shot. You probably would not make it to the end of the video. You would probably be deceased pretty early on. Well, it was bound to happen. Verstappen has slowly been reeling us in. He's almost within DRS, maybe within a lap or 2. We definitely don't have the performance that Red Bull has, so the only way we could stay ahead of Verstappen consistently is to use the battery, which if he catches up regardless, then we're out of battery, we're out of luck. So we've saved up a good amount of battery over the last lap, let Verstappen get a little bit closer, and for the next 6 laps, we're going to have to just big brain the rest of this race and just outsmart Verstappen everywhere we can. That's the only way we can stay in front with the performance differences of these cars. Here we go. Verstappen's going to go for another attack into turn 1. He's gaining on us on the straight. We're on to lap 31 of 36. Max beats us to the braking zone. We've got the inside line. We're going to let him cross that DRS line ahead of us, and we'll have DRS for the straight yet again. We're still side by side, rounding the corner onto the straight, drag racing into the next corner. We've got the inside line, and this should be nice and easy to defend from the Red Bull. Just take that inside line and keep first place. So that's what we're gonna have to do over and over for the next 5 laps. We've got another move coming from the Red Bull into turn 1 onto lap 32 now, so really getting close to the end of this race. Verstappen on the inside. We're gonna hit the brakes here and just let him pass that line, and now we can absolutely dust him, dump the battery, enable DRS. And that is goodbye Verstappen for the rest of this lap. We gotta be mindful of the battery as well. I'm trying to harvest as much energy around the middle of the lap as I possibly can, because if we're in a situation where Verstappen gets in front and we need to dump the battery, we definitely don't want to be too low. On to lap 34 in just a second here. We're going to see another attack from the Red Bull around turn 1. He's taking the outside line yet again. And this time, I think we're just going to squeeze him out and dump the battery onto the straight. Leave him in the dust a little bit. He will have DRS, but we've got enough of a gap to the next corner. Yeah, we're safe. Hamilton's only a second and a half behind us now, so he's almost within DRS of Verstappen. If we could get him involved and somehow take second place, that'd be perfect. We're going to see another move from Verstappen into turn 1 onto lap 35, so just 2 laps remaining. We're on the inside of the Red Bull. We're going to squeeze him to the inside of the corner, get the elbows out, and bully Verstappen to the inside. A little bit of payback for veering into us earlier. And there's Hamilton right on his tail now. Oh, Hamilton just passed him into that last corner. So Hamilton's in second now. Verstappen down to third. This is absolutely perfect for us. What we need to do now, though, is stay back enough to give Hamilton DRS. If Hamilton's out of DRS to us and Verstappen has the DRS on Hamilton, then he's going to be able to re-overtake him. So we need to drag Hamilton along on the final lap. This is going to be a bit of a risky play here, just giving Hamilton DRS. As long as we can stay in front of him on that second straight, we should be fine to come home in first place. But here he comes into turn 1 around the outside, beating us to the braking zone by a long shot. We're going to have to cross the line before Hamilton, give the Ferrari DRS. And now these two should be in a DRS train on us. We're going to dump the rest of the battery. And as long as we can stay ahead of Hamilton, which we will, we should be safe to take first place in this race. That has worked out absolutely perfectly. Verstappen is still down in third. So we are really maximizing points here. The only thing I'm a little bit worried about is that last straight to the start-finish. Hamilton gets DRS pretty early on right there. So if we can't build enough of a gap to the Ferrari by the next couple corners, there's a chance he might steal first from absolutely nowhere in this race. The only thing we can do now is dump the battery, put the pedal to the floor, and hope that we can stay ahead of Hamilton with DRS by the time we get to the start-finish. He's gaining on us down the straight. He's really close before we get to the line. And it's first place by maybe a car length at the end. That was such a close finish. Hamilton almost snagged first, but crucially, Verstappen finishes in third. That worked out absolutely perfectly. Hamilton getting involved right there just saved us, I guess, saved our chances of the championship. That was absolutely huge. So if my math is right, we're going to be 50 points off of Verstappen after this race, which is still a tall order in 3 races. We need a race where Verstappen finishes outside the points, and we need to win every single race the rest of the season. It's gonna be difficult. We're definitely gonna need a little bit of luck here. 50 points off of Verstappen. We've had a great run the last like 7 or 8 races. 9 races actually. We've been winning everything. But we're definitely gonna need a lucky race where Verstappen DNFs or finishes outside the points. I don't know. This is going to be really tight. Well, next up we have Las Vegas, also one of my least favorite tracks on the calendar, which is not good. We saw what happened in Miami, so hopefully we do a little bit better in Vegas.